What is going on, THL? How is everybody doing today? Give me just a second so I can pull us back up here. Today, we're going to be doing a live about Vegas because we are, in fact, headed to Vegas. I am Tommy Eppolite. This is Ross Aiken. Is that how you say it,
Hello,
Ross?
everyone.
Aiken or
Yeah, you
Aiken?
said
How do
it
you say
right.
it?
Aiken, like Clay Aiken.
Aiken. Oh, exactly like Clay Aiken.
You got it
Exactly like
right.
Clay Aiken. So, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. I can't complain. We have the smoked out event here in what, 15 days?
I know. I know. I can't
It's
wait.
exciting stuff.
I can't wait. So we are going to be in Vegas in just a couple weeks, you guys. I know a lot of you guys are coming. We're all very, very excited. Those of you, anyone out there who doesn't know what we're talking about, I'm not sure why you would be watching this live then. But what we're talking about is HEW, which is Hookah John's expo that he has in Vegas, and that is coming up. It's the first weekend in August. And along with that, THL is having an event at Oasis Hookah Lounge, which is supposed to be the nicest hookah lounge in Vegas, and it is a limited entry event. So you have to go to the website, thl.life, and actually purchase a ticket if you want to come in. We are close to capacity, but there's definitely still some room. But I really recommend if you guys want to come, check it out. Definitely come. It's August 2nd. It is 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. All you can smoke. The tickets are $30, and that gets you entitled to all you can smoke hookah. We have a whole bunch of sponsors. We have people that are going to be giving stuff away. There's actually going to be a live next week on Tuesday. I'm going to be going live with Maz from Hookah Junkie. He's one of our sponsors, and he's got some pretty cool stuff that he's going to be giving out. Eternal Smoke is going to be there. The full list is behind our heads. I forget who else. Eternal Smoke. I think Lavu. Right. We have all kinds of
Oh, yes.
companies coming.
All types of people.
We got yeah.
We'll have the artisans there. You'll have Moses hoses there.
Absolutely.
It'll be fantastic.
Absolutely. Really, 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 really looking forward to it. And an open bar, which you know is always good. So come get smoked in Vegas with us. Buy your tickets now. But Ross, you have some important stuff you want to talk to us about today, I do believe.
Well, yes, I want to just do a basic 5 area overview of just at least what I have so far learned about Vegas. Um, Really, the order is completely up to what we want to talk about. So, the 5 areas for everyone who's watching, right, is so we have the food and drinks, scams, do's and don'ts, adult entertainment, transportation, and almost free. I say almost because you still have to take a taxi or a Lyft there or whatever you decide to use.
Okay, so where do you think we should start? I'm thinking food and drinks or transport. Let's start with transport. So you get off the plane or the bus or you get done hitchhiking to Vegas, and then what do you do next?
Well, the first thing I would say to not do, this might going to not do a little bit, it would be to not know where you are going before you've gotten there. What I mean by that is go onto your Google Maps, see where your hotel is, see where you're going, because a lot of people will take the long way to get you to where you need to go. I would recommend Lyft. Lyft right now has the least amount of complaints versus Uber. However, if you are like myself or a lot of the other THL members who are staying at the Westgate, I would highly recommend the Las Vegas monorail. The 4 day pass, for example, online is $30, and it has stops all across the strip at multiple locations from the convention center all the way to the end of the strip. So for
Nice.
literally $30, you could have all your transportation needs covered for your entire time you are there.
Very nice, very nice. Because everything's pretty central, right? Like for the most part, once you're on the strip, there's not a lot of reason to venture too far from there.
That's correct. I mean, the furthest you probably want to venture is a couple blocks for cheaper food and drink. But other than that, all of your stuff's really going to be there, especially if you want to save money. A lot of your free stuff which we're getting into is on the strip or around the strip. So for me, I'm doing the monorail simply because if you look at a lot of the issues you're having too there for like, bad people want to do bad things to you, the monorail has the most amount of cameras. There's cameras all over Vegas, but the monorail also has a ridiculous amount of cameras. So, the event something bad did happen, not only do you have the live video monitoring, but you have your emergency defibrillators at all the monorail stations. The monorails have their medical bags. See what I'm saying? You have all of the things you would need in the event of an emergency when your Lyft driver might, take you to a field and have his way with you or her way with you.
That got pretty dark there, Ross. That got pretty dark.
We are going to Vegas. It is a city of darkness. It is Sin City for a reason.
No, but the shuttle that's really good information. That's really good information. And what's the deal with the monorail? Where does that how does that run? I've never actually been to Vegas.
So I highly recommend the monorail. The monorail, right? The closest one to where we're going to be is the Westgate has an actual monorail station in it, which is fantastic. But it goes to other places. It goes to the MGM Grand, Bailey, Caesar's Palace, Flamingos. I mean, you name it, it goes most places. It operates from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Almost every night except Friday, Saturday, Sundays. It's until 3 a.m. So really, you have about 4 hours. It's not running, and if you're out from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., you might as well keep partying until 7 a.m. when the monorail
just wait
starts
until it's
up
running again. Yeah, I mean you're forced.
It's basically a minute between each stop, with the exception of the Las Vegas and Lynx Hotel and stuff like that. It's like a 4 minute in between, and trains are every 4 to 8 minutes depending on the time of the day. So they're very regular. If you buy it online from their website, which I highly recommend, it's 15% off. So, for example,
what's it cost about?
So your 24-hour pass is going to be $11. Your 2-day is $20. Your 3-day is $24, and your 4-day is $30.
That's so cheap.
So, yep. And if your 5 days, $36. So it's quite reasonable. And if you take a couple lifts, right there, you'd pay for it. And like I said, for me personally, I'm just going to use the monorail. I think for the actual smoked out event, I'm probably going to take a lift or group shuttle or something. Because I don't believe you could walk to it from the monorail. You could, but I want to say last I looked, it was 5 or 6 blocks.
Nice.
And not New York blocks, where these are the larger Vegas size blocks.
Right. Yeah, but still, I mean, even hopping in an Uber or a Lyft, I mean, it's not going to be a very expensive trip.
Absolutely, yep. I'm sure it'd be like $6 or something silly.
Okay. So, any other tips for transport for us?
I said the big one for me is just to know where you're going. A lot of people there will take you the roundabout way. They'll lie to you. I mean, you have to remember, a lot of people in Vegas make a living being crooked. So know where you're going ahead of time and be coherent. Don't have 6 drinks on the airplane on your 4 or 5 hour flight there, depending on where you're coming from. Because then you're just going to get into a taxi and say, take me to where I need to go. And you wake up 45 minutes later and they took you, twice around the city.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
you're looking at.
The thing is, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to have at least 6 drinks on the plane, so I'll look for you, and I'll make sure that you're looking out for me. And that's the key here, guys. If you're like me and you know that you're gonna get annihilated, the trick is to have a buddy. I highly recommend a buddy system. I'm not saying someone that doesn't drink, but maybe just someone who's not gonna black out.
I'm gonna follow the government's policy of 3 drinks max, 1 drink per hour, not to exceed 3.
That sounds fucking terrible, Ross.
Yes, but if I do this, I'm guaranteed to not get into any trouble when it comes to alcohol.
I'm gonna try and get you to break that one. We're gonna see. We're gonna break some rules with Ross.
If I'm in a safe location, it can be broken. Like the Westgate. The Westgate is a fantastic location, in my opinion. There's a lot of good shows there. Do you want to move into another area since we can talk about? I mean, you want to? You want to do scams since we're talking about getting scammed when you go on your taxi ride?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's scare some people. Tell me the scams. What do I got to look out for in Vegas, Ross? Scare me. Tell me a horror story.
2 big ones that everyone's reporting is card skimmers, which are the fake card readers that are on ATMs and gas station pumps and everywhere. Las Vegas has the most amount of ATMs per capita or anywhere in the world. It's a ridiculous number of ATMs everywhere, which means your card skimming equipment's very, very common. So my recommendation would be to only use, ATMs that are in well-lit areas, in casino floors that have a bunch of cameras, ones that are monitored, not your side alley ATM.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So card skimming is a huge one. The other one is, I call them VIP people. So you'll be walking down the street, people will come up to you and go, hey, I get you this VIP experience. It's free, right? Take this card, and they'll just want a gratuity, like a $20 tip or something, for hooking you up with this fantastic VIP voucher they have for entry into an adult club or whatever, show tickets. And it turns out that that voucher has a ridiculous amount of restrictions on it. It can only be used on the third Tuesday of the next month of April at like for 5 minute intervals.
Right.
So you have a fancy piece of paper that means nothing.
Right.
Or it's a fake. They just use Photoshop and their printer at home to make a bunch of fake, free VIP lounge tickets. When it comes to buying tickets for any events, I'd highly recommend going to your hotel, going to hotel services, and buying your tickets through them. I'm about to get super nerdy here. A lot of people don't know this, but when you go to a hotel and you're looking around your hotel staff anywhere in the world, every so often you'll see someone with two like old style keys that are like crossed on a little pin somewhere, and that's actually a order of not bellhops, but I guess you call them concierge
Right.
people who have a very high level of training. Right, it's like a butler almost. They have a really high level of training and they know what they're talking about. And they're required to wear this little tiny, it looks like two golden keys crossed somewhere on their neck or on their jacket, right? And it's little. I mean, it's a little pin, like. But if you see that, that usually means that person knows what they're talking about. They can get you the inside tickets. They can get you what you need to get. So by all means, please get them from reputable sources. There's even online websites that will scam you and say, "Hey, here's a great deal." A lot of times, you just walk up to the box office and say, tomorrow, what show do you have that no one goes to? Do you have an 11 a.m. show? Oh, you do? And usually you ask them, "Hey, can I get a discount on it?" And half the time you'll get a discount that way. So
now that's you made an interesting point, and this is something that I want to add just from my Atlantic City experience, which I know this is supposed to be similar. Nobody gets anything for free or free upgrades or free anything unless you ask. Believe it or not, when you check into your hotel, if you say, "Hey, you guys got any upgrades?" They might just say no. Or they might say, "Yeah, we'll move you to a premium room." And it doesn't cost you anything. The person who's checking you in is hoping that you're going to give them $10. And that's it. And sometimes you can get your $40 room or $50 room or $100 room upgraded to a room that will cost twice as much. It's usually about the same size. Like, they're not going to upgrade you to a suite where you can now have 14 people stay. But, I mean, it happens to me in Atlantic City all the time. They'll upgrade you to the premium room. So it's like, it's the same size, but it's got a nicer TV. It's got a leather chair instead of just a regular cloth chair. It might have a nicer pillows or whatever the case may be. It's got the pillow top on the bed, whatever the case may be. But especially in the casinos with a lot of different stuff like that, if you ask, the worst they can do is say no. And people do ask all the time. So, like, don't feel funny to say, "Hey, can I get a room upgrade?" Or, "Hey, anything good going on? Any discounts on anything?" Like, whatever it is that you're doing, find out if there's something that you can get, because a lot of times they will, because they want you to spend your money in their casino. So they want you to have a great experience so that you don't leave and go anywhere else.
And in Vegas, they call it sandwiching. It's where when you walk up to check into your room, in between your driver's license and your card you use to book the room, you can sometimes put a 10 or a 20 or whatever you feel comfortable with. So when you hand it to them, right, they have the money there. Worst case scenario, they hand it back to you and say no upgrades, but it's about a 50-50 from my experience. 50% of the time, they just won't have it. The other 50% of the time, hey, you might get upgraded to something better. But they call it sandwiching. It can't be out in the open. You give them a $10 bill because the cameras will see it and they'll get in trouble. You're supposed to fit the bill neatly in between your credit card and your driver's license.
That's interesting. I've always just handed them cash. I wonder if I've gotten people in trouble.
Yeah, in Vegas, there's rules against that in most hotels. You're not supposed to do that. Cameras will see it, and the way it was explained to me was in the back room, the managers who actually control the rooms, a lot of times the people who are checking you in will split that money you gave them 50-50 with that manager in the back.
Right.
So, I don't want to say I don't think $10 would work, but from my understanding and from my experience in Vegas, you need usually at least a 20, if not a 50, to get upgraded, simply because there's so many people checking in all the time. You look at thousands an hour, that they simply will just wait for a higher money because they know, hey, the next guy's going to give me a 20. So if I say no to the 10, so be it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, it's like I said, it's always worth it. I mean, hey, even if you're not tipping them or whatever, it's worth it to ask. I was blown away the first time that happened. Also, And for those of you that are flying, this has happened to me several times on planes. Whenever I check in, I ask if there's any opening in first class, and most of the time they say no. But there has been a few times where completely for free, my ticket got bumped to first class because there was an open seat, and I smiled and asked. And that's all. That's all that I did. I didn't give her any money. It was any first class seats available. You feel like bumping me up? Like ha 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 ha. And usually they laugh and say no. A couple times they've gone, you know what? Yeah, we can. Like,
well, you're also massive, so they probably look at you and go, yeah, he needs a first class seat.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm 5'7"
right.
and I'm comfortable in economy, so
you might be right about that.
They're probably like, we put him in economy back in the back of the plane. People are like, eh. He's like, you want a drink, sir? Yes. I mean, like.
Yeah. I'm not looking for. It's like a 6-hour flight for me. I'm not super looking forward to that. That's a long time for me to be cramped
mine's
up.
5. Yep.
Yeah. So, any other scams, do's and don'ts to look out for?
There's a lot of scams. I mean, there's hundreds. The best way I can explain it is nothing is free. If it's too good to be true, it is. If you don't know your way around smooth talkers, have you never had a job before where people tried to lie to their teeth to get you to do something? You should probably be with someone who has, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of good people too. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people there who their job is to get you to get part with your money, and from their end, they give you little or no service in return, or fake service. So, I mean, the big ones that I'd be worried about, like I said, for our THL people would probably be the VIP people, because they're constantly harassing you. You walk down the street, you'll get 10 people will ask you in 10 minutes. Then the card skimmers, because you get back from your wonderful THL trip to the HEW, and you find out your identity's been stolen and all your accounts are zeroed out.
Yeah, that's not ideal. It's not ideal. We do have a relevant question real quick. Bree asked, who else is staying at the Westgate? Bree, I believe of the THL admin and mod staff that are going, pretty much all of us are staying at the Westgate. I know,
with the exception of the Moseses, they are, I believe, at the Hilton right next to us.
Yeah, I haven't booked yet. I'm between Westgate and Caesars. I'm not sure where I'm going to stay. I haven't booked quite yet. I'm probably going to be doing all my booking on Monday, and I'll figure it out from there. But I know a whole lot of people that are in the Barstool chat, or the elevated chat, whatever we're calling it now. There's a bunch of people in the group that are going to be at the Westgate, which if you're able to, and this is something I would recommend just in going to any city, but especially something like Vegas, where a big part of doing Vegas is the drinking and partying and all that kind of stuff. Meet up with people. Like if it's you, even if it's you and your girlfriend, or you and another couple or whatever, that's 4 people. Meet up with 5 or 6 more people. Like have a group of 10 go to a club together. You're gonna, number one, you're a group of especially if it's a mixed group where you have girls with you, it's guys and girls. You're gonna get in. Like, you're definitely gonna get in. You're a big group of people. Maybe split a bottle and go get a table. Like, do stuff like that. But stay together. And and let's not forget. I mean, there are smoking rooms. I'm sure some people are going to have smoking rooms. Hang out. Like, we don't have to, everything that we do be something that's a high-end experience and we're going crazy. The smoked event is going to be a whole lot of fun. It's going to have a high-end feel. We're going to have a bartender, all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely going to be a good time. Bree is asking about the Wax Museum. She's planning on going to the Wax Museum. Anyone who would like to go to the Wax Museum, I'm not sure. What day are you guys going to be doing that, Bree? Because it definitely sounds like a fun thing. I'm not sure if that's something that I'll end up doing or not. I don't know how long I'm going to be there yet.
Well, while she answers, I will say we'll talk more about the clubs when we get to the adult entertainment, because there's a lot of ways to save money that way and a couple scams there as well. But I was going to save that part for the adult entertainment piece. I was going to say between Caesars and Westgate, I would do Westgate for 2 reasons. When I booked Westgate, I did not buy through them directly. I believe it went to Travelocity, or was it Orbitz? I can't remember which. But they have the hotel prices. They can't show you, like, the names of the hotels. Mm-hmm. And I just did the research and said, hey, this hotel is right next to the convention center. And I got the Westgate for $45 a night. I think after the fee, it's like $80 after the hotel service fee, just by that whole not showing the name right, the special price.
That's great.
So the other reason too is Caesars does not have a, how do I say this politely?
Don't say it politely. Say it.
they don't have a titty show that's reduced price. The Westgate has a fantastic exotic dance show that we can get for half price.
Westgate it is. Westgate it is. You just made up my mind, Ross. See, this is why we have to have these conversations, and this is the information that people really, really want to know. What everyone really, really wants to know is where can I go see some titties? And if you want to see some titties, you got to book at the Westgate with us. That's the reason that Frank chose the place.
There's roughly, if I remember right, there's about a dozen different places that have shows. But if you stay at a hotel that actually has one, you can usually get cheaper prices.
Now, when you say shows, what are we talking about? You're talking about adult. All right, let's move on to the adult entertainment section right now because now you've piqued my interest. Okay. So, what is like the show at the Westgate that somehow has titties? What are we talking about?
Basically, during the show, you have dancers come out who have tops on, for example, and will dance and be on a chair and lingerie and take their clothes off and interact with the crowd. Shows like that.
Are we talking? So is it like a regular strip club type atmosphere, or is it more like a choreographed show with nudity?
Choreographed show with nudity.
That sounds fun.
Think like Cirque du Soleil's is another one that's a very expensive one, but it's nudist people doing a Cirque du Soleil basically.
Ross, I have to see that.
So if you want to see a hot girl doing like naked Pilates, basically, that's basically what Cirque du Soleil is.
Yes, you can find us on Friday at some point.
The big things for adult entertainment, the three big things I have here, which I would say is one, if you are going to a strip club or an escort type club, call ahead and see if they have limo service. Usually limo service will be like $90 for you and your 5 friends. When you get there, they'll usually waive the door fee. If you have a taxi or a Lyft or an Uber, when you show up, it's going to be 25, 30, 40, $50 a person, and you still have to wait in that line. If you ask for the limo service, they take you to the front door, you get automatically in, and they usually waive the entrance fee. So that $90 split among 5 people is a lot cheaper than waiting in line for an hour, each of you paying the $40 to get in, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's really good to know.
In Vegas City itself, prostitution is illegal. However, escorts are not. You can pay to have a male or female escort, go have dinner with you. And what happens after that between 2 consenting adults in your own room is on you. The best way to find them is usually when you're at a hotel's bar, and usually most of the times it'll be the bars and hotels. For the actual better ones, you're going to see a group of females or males talking among themselves, dressed pretty nicely. They'll make eye contact with you a couple of times, and eventually they're going to come up and basically ask, are you looking for something more, right? A lot of the escorts don't want to leave the hotels they're at for safety reasons. They don't want to have to travel from this hotel to that hotel. So a lot of them work only certain hotels. The Westgate, for example, has escort males and females that use the bar down there in the restaurants to try to pick up people. And your price ranges can be as cheap as $100, as expensive as $1,000 an hour, depending on what you're looking for, what you want them to do. The $1,000 males and females are the full plastic, everything, 10 out of 10 supermodel, porn star type looking ladies and guys. And your $100 ones are your average, Joe and guy, gal people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can add to this conversation really is that, Vegas, everyone knows the Vegas tagline, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But sexually transmitted disease they will come home.
Yes.
So do be careful. I certainly would like to attend a strip club personally. An escort club, I think I'll pass on this time, maybe next year.
So the other way to do it too is there's massage parlors everywhere, and statistically speaking, the Korean massage parlors seem to have a lot better results. And the way you would know if that massage parlor isn't really a massage parlor is when you look at their menu. They have a lot of very basic menu items and nothing really catering to females. So like most actual massage and beauty salons will have like pedicures and manicures and hair extensions. So they just have basic massages and that's it, a very limited menu. Usually that means there's more offered during the massage, right? So you might want, for example, a bubble massage where the girls get completely nude and use their bodies to put bubbles all over you to soak you down, right? That's all that is.
Ross, before right now, I had no idea that I wanted this. I don't know. I didn't realize that this was the stream that we were going to be doing today, but continue.
So there's a lot of options there. There's a lot of different places that specialize in things. I
Options are
mean,
good.
as the old movie, a old favorite of mine, Rat Race, said, there are people you can hire, hot like twins that'll sit in a giant jacuzzi tub full of Pepto Bismol and let you shave their back hair. There's a lot of weird stuff. Depends on what you want. We can find almost anything in Vegas.
Noted. Noted. Gabriel wants to know if condoms are compulsory. That's really up to you, Gabe. You have to work that out with your service provider I think at the beginning.
A lot of places in Vegas will have complimentary condoms to help to break down the STDs, but it is worth to note that if you get an actual professional escort, which if you do plan to do these things, I'd recommend, they are required to get tested. I believe right now it's weekly. They have to get tested, otherwise they lose their positions at their places they work. When you get let's be honest here. You can get a girl off the street or a guy, if that's your fancy. I don't know if Frank's listening. You can get a girl or a guy, whatever, and you're looking at $10 maybe for a quick handy right next to a dumpster. But your thing might turn green the next morning and fall off. So
Yeah,
it's really up to you.
I mean, me personally, I'm definitely all set on any of this. We're talking about it because we know it's a thing that can happen, and we want you guys that are going to know what's out there, what to look out for, what you may or may not want to do. That being said, I don't want for this to be seen as us promoting that like this is the plan in Vegas. It's a part of Vegas, yeah. So it's worth it to talk about. Like I've never been,
yes.
And this type of information is good to know.
I personally, so here's my plan with all this. I plan to collect the cards. As you walk down the Vegas Strip, people be clicking cards, which are all the escort cards
right.
for call girls. I want to collect at least 54 so I can make a full deck and actually put like jacks, hearts, kings, and queens on them. So I go back to my buddies. I have a card deck that has, that's my plan.
Something wrong with
free.
You.
It's free. It's hilarious, and it's a way to pass the time.
There is something wrong with you. So,
there's a lot.
Chelsea wants to know, what can I do if I travel alone? I mean, you can do all the things if you travel alone. Or, like Ross said, just go down to the hotel bar, find yourself a handsome man, give him a couple $100, and he'll go have dinner with you.
Well, I don't want to get detailed again, but honestly, knowing Chelsea and her size and her body type, she could probably just pretend she's an escort and probably get guys to pay her to go to the place. Oof. She can probably be like, "Hey, you give me $100, I'll take you to this cool place off the strip," and they'll be like, "Sure, I'll have you as my arm candy for an hour."
Just again for the record, I feel like I need to. Let's actually. Give me a second. So, breaking news, you guys. I have some breaking news that I need to quickly get out of the way here. I really just wanted on the record, Chelsea. It was Ross that is insinuating that you look like a prostitute. I never said anything like that. I'm not agreeing with him. I would like to move on, but what I'm afraid of is that you're going to hear it and say they. This was not a they situation. Only Ross said that, and I don't think that's a good plan. I don't think that your plan at any point should be to pretend to be a prostitute in any way, or escort in any way. I don't think that that's a good plan. Any of the ladies going, or any of the fellas going, like a lot of us are good looking guys, a lot of us have suits and stuff. I don't think it's a really great idea to be like, you know what, I really feel like playing blackjack, let me see if I can make $500. It's just not a good situation to be in. There's better ways to make money. I know a few people. I can get you one of those card scanners that Ross was talking about.
Absolutely. I didn't ever say she was a prostitute. I just meant there are escorts. I know.
Yeah, Chelsea's a friend. She's friends with us. She hung out with you. She hung out with me. I'm only kidding. Absolutely. I'm only kidding. Don't worry.
But I mean, there are escorts in Vegas that literally their only job is to go to dinner with you. Like they don't do anything sexual.
Yeah, there are escorts that are literally escorts. Like it's for someone who wants someone very, very attractive, like as a status thing, and that's
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I felt Chelsea's attractive enough to where she could probably, pull that off. But yeah, I'm not recommending that though, of course.
No, that's definitely not a good move.
You have to go by yourself. Just to be careful. A lot of the scams that I've been seeing happen at odd times. Like you would think, hey, it happens at 2 a.m. No, it's actually early morning. It's 8, 9, 10, because this is where people are still hungover. They're not fully thinking. They're tired. So a lot of the scams actually happen, in the morning time because people just don't have their wits about them. I mean, it's not 2 in the morning. The guy comes up and, you know, so one of the issues they have there is they'll put a chemical on their wrist and they'll just quickly wave their wrist by you and you'll smell it in and then you go unconscious. Or worse, you'll stay conscious and just say everything they tell you to say. So they might say, give me your social security number. You go, okay, here's my social security number. And you don't remember any of it. So a lot of these types of crazy events happen in broad daylight, at 8 in the morning, not 2 in the morning.
Okay, that's interesting and terrifying. I've never heard of a thing like this, Ross. Is our plan here just
So
to scare everyone out of going to Vegas altogether? Is that the game plan?
no, absolutely not.
Listen,
But
guys,
the game,
welcome to Vegas. Everyone's a monster. Don't leave your fucking room.
absolutely not. I have a lot of fun. I just meant if someone's getting way too close to you, right, and they're invading, I like to use the rule. I think 3 feet is still ridiculous, especially in a large city. But I would say 10 inches is reasonable, right? If they get within, I would say, a dick length of you, about 10 inches for most of us guys in THL, you probably want to make them back off a little bit. Is that fair?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think so. 10 inches, I'm drawing.
Well, I just think, I mean, don't draw your penis out in public, Tommy. It's a bad idea, but I see what you're saying. Um, we're not getting that drunk. But just be careful of people getting too close to you. There are people who will swipe your wallet, right? They'll try to take your phone. I personally will have everything in my front pockets. Try to have things down deep in your pocket, right? Have a larger wallet to where if someone tries to pickpocket you, you can feel that big ass wallet moving, right?
Right.
Don't have a loose credit card in your back pocket. It's a horrible idea. Um, with ladies with the purses, have a purse that is zipped, and if you have to put a twist tie on it or a quick disconnect or even like a paper clip, something that stops it from being easily opened, you don't notice, and being closed again. Simple stuff. Simple things.
That's
Vegas
a
will be
really good
fun. It'll be
idea. I mean,
great.
that's a great tip.
It's not going to be a horrible. I don't mean to make it be horrible and scary. I don't want Jack to get mad at me and people who are from Vegas. It's a great place, but it's just like coming to Orlando, Florida, or going to Manhattan. There are scammers who are designed to take money out of your pocket. That's what they're trying to do. There's pickpocketers. There's people are going to bump into you and go, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they just took your phone.
Yeah, Nick just said. So what I'm gathering is party at the Westgate. Yeah, it sounds like that's going to be a big part of the fun. Is we're going to party at the
So
Westgate.
yeah, I mean, we'll move on here to let's do food and drinks real fast because that's when we're leaving the Westgate, right?
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely.
there's over 4,000 restaurants in Las Vegas. So I'm going to try to narrow this down to really just the three that I would personally recommend for good reasons. For food wise, I'm going to go with Herbs and Rye. It's a steakhouse. Um, the reason why I personally recommend it is because on their happy hour, which is going to be Monday through Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8, sorry, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and then again from midnight to 3 a.m. Their drinks and their steaks are half price, which means you can get a really nice steak and drink for about $20. So it's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, and then once again, Monday through Saturday, midnight to 3 a.m. So half price steaks, half price drinks. Um, on Sunday, I'd recommend tacos and beer because they have half price nachos and beer on Sundays. Also, Herbs and Rye don't do their deals on Sunday. So
Now,
it's a good Sunday option.
Herbs and Rye. You said you've been there before, correct?
Yes,
Now, how
I was
how
doing a
is the
happy
food?
hour.
So it's great that it's cheap, but how is the food?
It's exactly. I don't know if you have the like Texas Roadhouse
Right.
grills up where you
Yep.
are.
Yep.
It's just like a Texas Roadhouse grill.
Perfect.
Basic, easy. The steaks aren't bad. The beers aren't bad. When it comes to buffet, because everyone wants a buffet, I mean, the best buffet there, bar none, is the Wicked Spoon. However, it's more pricey. Um, so I would recommend Seasons Buffet, which is at the Silverton Casino, which is like south of Mandalay Bay. And at Seasons Buffet, it's about $20 for all you can eat instead of you spending 50 at like, Circus Circus or other places that have these huge, massive buffets. If you want to eat your weight in lobster tail, then by all means go to a $50 buffet. But if you just want to have your basic stuff, like I'm happy with, right? Shrimp, steak, some snow crab legs, the basic things, you can go to, Seasons for $20 if you want to do the buffet. There's also, there's I said there's 4,000 plus restaurants. There are dozens of cheap restaurants that are under $15. If you just go into Google on your phone or Safari and you type in cheap restaurants near me, you can see menus, you can see what their ratings are. Um, Everything on the strip is usually pretty pricey, with the exception of the free things. Do you want to go into the free stuff real fast, or do you want to talk more about
Absolutely.
food and drink? Okay.
Absolutely.
So the free things are free, but they still have to get a taxi there. So the 10 things I have here, I'll go through them real quickly without going too detail. There's a chocolate factory that's pretty great to go to. It's free. There's the Flamingos Wildlife Habitat, which is free. Of course, there's the Tillman Memorial Dam, which is on the bridge. If you want to go to the Hoover Dam, which you probably don't want to go that far, but that is free too. The Bellagio has their conservation and botanical gardens. That's free. Streetmosphere at the Venetian, I already say it wrong. Venetian Grand Canal has shops that are free to look in. You can spend money obviously, but if you go look around, that's free. Fremont Street Experience. Fremont has a bunch of stuff. You can go look, entertainers, it's free. If you want to spend a little money, there is, the zip lining that's on the top of it. You can zip line down Fremont, which, would be fun for those zip lining people.
Yeah, that's definitely not me. That's not on the list of things that I'm built to do.
The Seven Magic Mountains a little bit ways away. It's another little you have to drive. The Mirage has their volcano that goes off with the fire that goes off 2 or 3 times a day. That's always free. The fountains of Bellagio, of course, are gorgeous. You've probably seen them in the movies. They're always free to watch. You have your Welcome to Vegas sign, which is also, always a great thing to do that's free. And then all up and down the strip, there's a lot of free little entertainers, free little shows, mimes, magicians, people on unicycles, you name it. When it comes to actual shows, none of the shows are really free unless they're right there on the strip. Like, the Bellagio Fountains is a show, but it's not. So your best option for shows is to try to go to the morning ones, right? There's an 11 o'clock show in the morning. It's going to be cheaper than your 9 p.m. show.
Gotcha. Now, we do have a comment here that I absolutely have to mention.
Okay. I'm not looking at the comments.
No, yeah, I'm following it. So Nick just said that he hears the Bellagio has a Bloody Mary that is a meal. It comes with like 3 wings, 3 shrimp, and a slider. I'm all over that, Nick. Let's definitely make the trek over to the Bellagio for that early in the morning. I want to go there at like 11 a.m. and start getting drunk.
There's a couple places with those type of Bloody Mary bars. They'd be fantastic to do.
I love Bloody Marys.
There's multiple places in Vegas with full Bloody Mary bars. Everything from snow crab on top to lobster tails to hamburgers, you name it, they have it. That's definitely doable.
Awesome. I'm all over that. So, was there anything else that you wanted to touch on, Ross?
Let's see. Let me check my notes here. I don't have any notes of anything else, but is there any more questions? I mean, I'm trying to think of. There's so many things. I mean,
well, I have one other thing I want to mention. So
yes,
while you're there, guys, hop in the Barstool chat. We may end up having like some Vegas chat set up for people that are there. But also, if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for someone to hang out with, or whatever the case may be, feel free to message any member of the Admin Armada team, including and especially me. I mean, shoot me a message and find out, hey, what's going on? Like, if you're hanging out and you're not sure what to do, coming to a new place, not knowing where you are, not really having your bearing, not knowing what stuff is going to cost, especially a place like Vegas where there is a lot of opportunities to spend or lose a lot of money. It's great to have some sort of plan. If you don't have a plan, I'm not going to be going down there with the set plan of I'm doing this and then this and then this and then this. With the exception of I know I'm going to be going to the expo. I know I'm going to Smoked. Other than that, I'm keeping it pretty open-ended. So at any given point, guys, shoot me a message and say, hey, what's going on? What are you up to? Because whatever I'm doing, I'm sure I'm going to be with a bunch of people.
And I'm not really going on the set plan either. I guess my set plan in my head is at any given time, what around me has the best deals, has the happy hours, have the daily specials, right? What's the best way within a couple block radius of where I'm standing to get what people might want? If someone says, hey, I want a Bloody Mary, I can go well, 2 blocks this way on the left is Bloody Mary hour. Let's go.
Let's go.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
with
not
that.
I'm not gonna have a pre-plan. Hey, we're doing this at this time. This is this time. No, I'm gonna go with the flow. When people say, hey, let's all get a steak, I can say, well, it's 8 o'clock, so let's go to Herbs and Rye because their happy hour just started.
Yeah, that's. I mean, basically, that's kind of my plan. I'm really gonna be playing it all by ear for the most part. So, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel that way. So, hit us up. Don't just stay in your room all by yourself and wait for the couple events that you're there for. There's a lot to do, and you don't have to be bawling out the entire time that you're there, like you see on TV shows and movies when people go to Vegas. Like, I have a lot of friends who go to Vegas often that are not wealthy people and don't go and spend thousands of dollars when they go either. So it's definitely something that you can do, and everyone can go and have a good time. And there's going to be stuff to do the whole time you're there if that's what you want to do.
Absolutely. And then only two other things I can think of is dress code for smoked out. If anyone has any questions about that, what is the wet dress code, Tommy?
We don't have one.
That's what I was
We don't.
told
We
as
really
well.
don't have one. You can wear pretty much whatever you want. I think we said no flip flops, but I'm not even sure on that, to be honest with you. Frank is really the one to ask more on that kind of stuff. But we don't have a dress code. This is not the gala is the dress code event. This is not a dress code event. So if you want to come in shorts, you can come in shorts. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot.
Very hot.
However,
yes.
after smoked, most likely a lot of people will want to relocate to a nightclub. Whether it's a regular nightclub or a strip club, or if we're gonna go, oh, let's go see this show or that show. For most things like that at nighttime, you are gonna want to be semi-dressed. And what I mean by semi-dressed is you're not gonna want to, like, hey, for the hookah lounge, could you wear, gym shorts and a t-shirt? Sure, but you're not gonna get into a club like that. So have that in mind, that you want to be able to go do something fun if you want to go do something fun after.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too is, I don't know if anyone's asked yet, but what are we smoking? Because we are THL after all, so we have
not talked about it. We have not talked about it. What are you smoking tonight right now, Ross?
I have 60% the Zomo Acai Cream and 40% the Pistachio Kiss by Eternal.
There you go. How have you been liking the Pistachio Kiss?
It's a nuttier pistachio than the Social Smokes Pistachio Breeze. I don't think it's as sweet. It's been growing on me, though. It's a much nuttier. It's like when you actually eat a pistachio. Is what I get from it.
I agree. I have to say, so I've only smoked like 2 bowls of it, and I've only smoked it by itself. I haven't mixed it with anything yet. The mix that you have going right now, that sounds really good. I might actually smoke that after this bowl.
But I'm on my 3rd can.
The only issue that I have with it, I don't get any ice cream.
Yeah, not from this. No. Ice cream is from Pistachio Breeze.
Oh. I have the Pistachio Breeze.
Yeah, Pistachio Breeze, which is Social Smoke, I get a little bit of a ice creaminess. Pistachio Kiss, I don't get any ice cream. No.
Pistachio Kiss, on the can, it says that it's ice cream.
I know. I'm aware.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's my issue with this flavor. Stop calling it ice cream. Listen, Joe, if you're watching, please take my advice. Change the name. Just call it pistachio. It's a great pistachio flavor, but it is not ice cream. I don't get any creaminess from it. I don't know about you.
I don't either. The other Eternal I really want to try, which I have not yet. Where's my little pamphlet? I have a pamphlet here somewhere. I think it's called Lemon Pop. If that makes sense.
Lemon Pop?
It's under their mixers. Where's my little pamphlet here? Anyways, people have been telling me that it's supposed to be a lemon Coca-Cola. That's what a lot of people are getting from, or like a bursty lemon flavor. So,
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I have not tried that one. I have it on order. I was not a fan honestly of Dark Side yet.
Yeah.
We'll see if it grows on me, but at the moment, not.
Well, Bree just said in the comments, we need Eternal. Eternal will be at Smoke. They will have, Ross knows. How many flavors are they going to have at Smoked, Ross?
Well, right now we have confirmed 7. However, I believe he's supposed to be bringing more as well.
So you're going to get to try some Eternal at Smoked for sure.
Absolutely. What were you
Moses is
smoking?
going to be there. He's got some really cool stuff. A lot of the stuff that he's been showing off in his posts lately, guys, is going to be at Smoked, and it will be an opportunity to get Moses hoses products, whether the hoses or other stuff that he has. I believe at a discount at the Smoked event.
Absolutely. Well, now what were you smoking, Tommy?
What am I smoking? I'm smoking Zomo Dragon Wall. I'm on my second round of Coles, and it's still going strong.
Mm-hmm. Zomo to me is definitely one of my top favorite brands personally. They seem to have done really well with their rebranding, with their new flavors. Um, I've enjoyed them all greatly personally.
It's one of those things. I mean, they sponsored the. I mean, first of all, I love the Zomo guys. Alex and Mo over at Zomo are just great dudes, and that's. I mean, for me, that's reason enough to be buying it and say that I like it. The flavors are good. I've been extremely impressed with Zomo, and I'm pretty hard on tobacco, especially given the fact that we have kind of a relationship with them. Like, I really don't want to oversell or anything like that. For a blonde, the flavor longevity on this stuff is really good. It's really good, and it stands up to heat pretty well. It does great mixed with dark leaves. Like I've really been happy with the new Zomo a lot. Like I said, the only Eternal that I've had so far is just the Pistachio Kiss, which I like a whole lot. How have you found longevity to be overall with Eternal?
I personally found it to be quite good as well. I mean, two sets of coals. It depends on what flavor. My dark bean definitely lasts the longest. I think the Caribbean Nights probably last the least. I mean, dark bean it lasts me like 2 hours at least, and it's just so strong and powerful. And the Caribbean Nights is probably about an hour and some change. Um, I think Pistachio Kiss in the middle is maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Even the flavors are petering
yeah.
out.
I only, like I said, I've only smoked a couple bowls, so I don't want to make a judgment on it yet.
Well,
But
yes, but I'm on my third can of Pistachio Kiss.
yeah, but it's not like it's lacking. Like, I mean, what I found.
No,
So
absolutely
I
not.
have it.
Yeah.
I wasn't the both bowls. I lit a second round and smoked for some of my second round, and then it lost flavor. Um, but it isn't like one of those brands where 20 minutes in and half the flavor is already gone. Like, if for one round at least, you're gonna get the full spectrum of flavor
Absolutely.
for that one round.
And I think they've done a great job, especially being an American, company. Uh, I think they're really working hard. Them and Zomo, I think, have just been doing a fantastic job.
We have requests for milk and cookies, so make sure you talk to Joe and tell him he's bringing milk and cookies.
I will. I'll let them know. Yeah, milk and cookies and pistachio kiss, I think, are some of the big ones people really want to try.
Yeah,
Um, I found milk and cookies myself to be more like caramel, like the kettle corn, like a big cast iron kettle corn at like a fair, without the salt. It's like a
interesting.
sweet caramel vanilla ish, if that makes sense. Almost like a vanilla cookie wafer is what I get personally. It's like a vanilla wafer dipped in cream.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to try the other flavors for sure. The last time I made a purchase, it was when the Eternal really just hit all the shelves, and all the flavors I wanted to try, with the exception of Pistachio Kiss, were out. So that's why that's the only flavor I got.
The only ones I haven't tried is any of the mixed ones. I have not tried a single mix line, and then the Aloha I have not tried either. I think I've tried 15 of their 38 flavors. They have 38 total. I think I've tried 15 of them.
There you go. There you go.
So
So
I think all the big ones I've tried at least.
now, is there anything about the expo itself that you're particularly excited about?
I'm sorry, I had a weird thing. The expo itself, let me see. Yes, absolutely. I'm incredibly excited to buy a light up base or two if they have it for some of my hookahs. I'm very excited about buying some type of mini travel hookah. I don't know what I want to buy yet. I don't know if I want to buy the Reaper or the what do you call it? Uh, the little glass one that everyone talks about. Who makes that? I want to say Ottoman, but that's not the name of it.
Yeah, it is an ottoman. I know what you're
Oh,
talking
it
about,
is.
and
Yeah, that little one.
yeah,
But
I can't think of the name of it either now.
I'm so hesitant though to buy a little micro hookah if I haven't smoked it. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping they're at the expo. They actually have a couple of them set up, and I actually see how they work in person before I drop the money. because I hear great things about the little B2, but it's just it's like
Yeah.
$150. So for that price, you could just get other things, in my opinion, that are the same price range. So we'll see. I want to get a little micro hookah of some type. I definitely want to probably pick up another Moses hose, which I believe we'll do at the smoked event. And I really just want to look for unique things, right? New stuff on the market. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big ticket item, so that makes sense. I'm a strong believer that once you have a B2 and a Regal, you're sort of set
Yeah.
in the world of American pipes. When it comes to Russian pipes, I like my dark matter the most out of the 4 Russian pipes that I have. So I'm very happy with the price and the build of the dark matter. They run $150 shipped. That's custom engraved with your name on it. So it's sort of hard to beat that, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if people told me it's 4 pipes you'd have for the rest of your life, I would say a B2, a Regal, a dark matter, and then a KM for old time's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I would have to agree with that. With the exception of the dark matter, I haven't had it. I haven't smoked the dark matter. But what pipe are you smoking out of now?
The Regal.
I thought so. I could hear the rumble.
Yeah, I retired my F22 over
Did
the
you?
past week and a half. Yeah, I have no reason to even touch it. Just everything. So I'm like a super nerdy here again, but the smallest area on this Regal King is 10 millimeters, which is the actual hose port. No other hookah has that large of anything in it. The F22 is a 8 millimeter hose port, and a lot of other hookahs might have a 6 or a 5. Right, it's not very big. Your hose port usually is your smallest part of the whole hookah, but everything in the Regal is just so open. And I love full open hookahs. Right, I don't like any restriction whatsoever.
Right.
Personally, for me, so. The dark matter is a little restricted, but you can control that with the built-in purge and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's funny. My Regal is definitely my favorite pipe, and I love my B2. I smoke it all the time. I love my F22. I smoke it all the time. I love all 3. I mean, my 3 favorite pipes are the Regal, the B2, and the F22. But the Regal is the one that I smoke the most. I love the way it smokes. I love the way it smokes. I don't have a diffuser on it. I like the rumble. It's still wide open, but you feel that you're smoking. It's perfect.
Yep, and then that's the other thing I'm going to get to at the conference. I'm going to try to get one of the Regal Crown trays. Regal's supposed to be there, so I'm just going to get a tray from them probably instead of having to buy one online and spend the $20 on shipping.
Yeah, it's funny. The Regal Crown tray was really the first item for hookahs that I bought that was really just for aesthetics for the most part. And then after I got it, there actually is a lot of function to the thing because it's so much deeper. The points come up higher, so you have less chance of a coal falling off and falling on the floor. It catches more coal that falls because you have the points that come up. But then where it sits to have the crown part, it actually like scoops down, so you have a well underneath your bowl port, and you let that fill with ash, and then you put your coals in there, and they don't black out or die out as quick.
Absolutely, yep. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Yep, that's definitely another thing I'm getting. I don't plan to spend too much at the convention if I can keep. Well, I think my Moses hose will cost as much as everything I spent at the convention. It's probably gonna be about $120 for the Moses hose, and I hope to spend about the same at that convention. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I bought one of the VIP tickets to see what it gets me. Apparently, I get to get in a little earlier, and I get some free grab bag stuff. So we'll see what happens.
That's nice. So I think that we're winding down here. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on?
Not that I can think of. I think we touched on everything pretty well. Any final questions?
I don't see any questions in here. People are excited about about Eternal. People are excited about Smoked, and I'm excited to hang out with everybody again. The last event we did was really fun. And there's going to be even more people around, even people that aren't coming to Smoked. It's going to be a great opportunity to, the expo itself is going to be a great opportunity to brush shoulders and talk to, the people that make these products that we love so much and that we all use all of the time. And that's really going to be a cool thing too, is just like to go and get to meet with the faces of companies that I've been, a fan of for a long time.
And we can't sell ourselves short here. You get to meet Frank and Tommy.
That too. Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
But yeah, guys, like I mentioned, it's thl.life. You can go there. You can find the where to go to buy the tickets for the smoked event.
And Magma Bowls, right? There's still Magma Bowls on there
Magma
for
Bowls,
sale.
Magma Bowls are also there, and there will be a live on Tuesday. It's going to be at, I believe, 8 p.m. Pacific time, so it's 11 Eastern. I'm going to be going live with Maz at Hookah Junkie, or Maz from Hookah Junkie, because he's gonna be coming. He's not only sponsoring Smoked, he's going to be at the event. He's going to be hanging out, and he has some pretty cool stuff he wants to announce as far as, you know, some goodies for you guys to be able to possibly get your hands on and whatnot. And we're going to be talking about that on Tuesday. So, and he's
This
another person
Tuesday.
that I'm really excited to meet. Like, I've been friends with him for a long time, just online, and I'm really excited to meet him. He's a pretty funny guy.
Yes, it'd be fantastic. Are you doing the Frank and Tommy show next week?
I never know with Frank. I thought we were going to do it today after this, and then I haven't heard back from him. So I don't know. I think so. Most likely we'll do something. Whether it's the Frank and Tommy or State of the Smoke, we'll be doing something Thursday for sure.
And then I was thinking, hopefully during the show, we could try to do a Frank, Tommy, Derek, Ross, the whole shebang team, even if that's possible.
That would be cool. Yeah. Again, that's something you have to talk to
Well,
Frank more about because he really runs
Yep.
that show. But yeah, that I would definitely be down for that if you guys are available. That would be fun.
I mean, just a quick live from someone's phone, on THL, just
Yeah.
all of us there going, "Hey, we're here. Come here.
Yeah.
If you're not here, you're a loser, right?"
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Oh, you mean in Vegas? I thought
Yes,
you meant
I'm
next
saying
week.
I meant in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm getting in Thursday or Friday night yet.
No, I meant like on Saturday. We're actually at the show. We have a brief moment. We could all just do a
definitely.
quick 2-minute live from the show to be like, "Hey, everyone, this
Oh,
is
there
the
will
show.
be
We're here."
there will be lots and lots of live footage that gets broadcast from Vegas for sure.
'Cause I know we have a lot of people internationally that can't come and want to see all the
Oh
stuff.
yeah, no. There's gonna be. I'm sure I'm gonna be live all the time, and I'm sure there will be several that I'm extremely inebriated in, and those are always fun. Especially me and Frank together. Me and Frank together, hammered. You guys are in for a treat.
I've never been around you two hammered, so I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, you're right. But all right. I think that's about it. Is there anything else you wanted to add or plug? I think I'm ready to end this one here, Ross.
I'm good.
What are you doing for the rest of the evening?
I'm gonna go to bed because I have to get up at 3 a.m.
All right, then get the hell out of here, Ross. I may or may not do a hangs if there's any interest. If anyone's interested in smoking, it's 11 o'clock. It's a Thursday, but if anyone's interested in smoking a bowl and hanging out and talking, shoot me a message and let me know, and I'll probably end up setting up a link.
Let's try to do a hangs maybe tomorrow night. I can talk more about adult entertainment with people.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. So we will have a hangs tomorrow night for sure. For sure.
And we can talk
Ross
about
is going to tell
Sophie
you all
Bubblies.
about the diseases that you get to contract in Vegas.
Sophie Bubblies is the important part for you, right, Tommy?
Yeah, I didn't know that was even an option. So Pocket just said, will we make a live from the expo? We absolutely will be going live at the expo. There will certainly be footage being shot at the expo, both probably for like a YouTube video later, like a recap, and then live footage just right on the group. So you'll definitely be able to see that. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And I'm very, very excited. Like I said, if you didn't get your tickets, go get them. And Ross, you sign us out, buddy. You know what we say when we end streams.
You mean that don't be a loser?
What the fuck, Ross? Of course that's what I mean.
Well, so we say it together at the count of 3?
You want to do it that way? All right, you count.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Don't be a loser. We tried.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in Vegas.
See you all there.